In the universe of Frank Herbert's Dune, few characters incite as much visceral unease and fear as Feyd-Rautha Harkonnen, nephew to the Baron Vladimir Harkonnen and the younger, more cunning and physically capable counterpoint to his brutish older brother Glasu Raban. Feyd stands out as a character whose very presence is laced with danger and malevolence. In addition to his ruthless ambition and impressive combat prowess, the deeper, more sinister aspects of his character reflect a profound darkness within. But how does one bring such a character to life on screen? A recent conversation between actors Austin Butler and Josh Brolin for Interview magazine offers insights into Butler's journey of portraying this icon of fear and the meticulous preparation it required. From the outset, it's evident that Butler does not approach his roles lightly. In his words, "I'm always nervous. I always feel an incredible pressure. I felt that when I was 12 years old. Even if the material doesn't really require it, I feel I need to do the best that I possibly can. That sets a bar, and then I'm always afraid that I'm going to miss something." This underscores the personal weight he assigns to his craft. However, it's not just purely about fulfilling a responsibility, it's about diving deep into the psyche of a character. In discussing his role as Feyd-Rautha, Butler continues saying, "With Dune, it was interesting because I met with Denis Villeneuve and we got along very well and started talking about the character. At that point, we didn't even have a script, but as we started talking about Feyd, my imagination started running and I started to feel the terror of the challenge. That's what I'm guided by now. What really scares me?" Butler's introspection reveals the need to confront and embody the darkest and most complex aspects of a character. This intense, self-imposed terror became the driving force behind his performance, urging him to probe into the most terrifying elements of Feyd's character, of which there are many. Like many of the villains in Dune, Feyd is not a straightforward antagonist. He's cunning and unpredictable, plotting and scheming with a cold, calculated demeanor. Additionally, the weight of Feyd's ambitions, his bitter rivalries, and his dangerous liaisons in the treacherous political landscape of the Imperium only heighten the complexity of his character. By tapping into these nuances, Butler had to navigate the twisted psyche of a character who operates in gray areas, blending charm with malice and ambition with ruthlessness. This psychological depth is what makes the role so daunting and consequently so exhilarating for an actor to undertake. The result is a portrayal imbued with the raw darkness and unpredictability that makes Feyd-Rautha a figure both compelling and haunting. Butler believes that his role as Elvis helped his process to prepare for Feyd. As Butler recalls, the immense pressure of stepping into the shoes of the king of rock and roll was an emotional tightrope marked by constant self-doubt, yet it was this very pressure that refined his craft. In Butler's words, "Because Elvis was terrifying, there was so much pressure, and I was constantly asking myself, am I enough? Can I pull off this tightrope act? That makes you focus and work really hard." The acclaim that followed the film's release not only validated his hard work, but also reshaped his relationship with fear. No longer a paralyzing force, this terror became a motivator, an impetus pushing him to hone his skills even further. The profound lessons drawn from his Elvis experience, recognizing fear, confronting it head-on, and channeling it into dedication, would inevitably lay the foundation for his approach to Feyd, further testifying to Butler's growth as an actor and his commitment to his art. This sense of commitment carried on into his portrayal of Feyd. In the face of the daunting and even terrifying challenges that came with his role of the Harkonnen heir, he says that he is, quote, "able to see that terror as a separate thing and not let it rule me, and instead look at it and go, I see you, I hear you, I'm not going to let you cripple me." And then it becomes this jet fuel that makes you wake up at 4 a.m. with your heart pounding and you go, okay, let's get to work. Let's start working on the voice. Let's start working on the body. Let's start working on the text. Despite maintaining the same fear-driven approach between both of these major roles, taking on the role of Feyd in Dune represented a distinct departure from his previous works. In regards to this, Butler said, quote, "The exciting thing about Dune was that it was completely different from anything I've done, and it was also incredibly different from Elvis. Doubtlessly, director Denis Villeneuve's intricate knowledge and passion for Frank Herbert's work enabled him to make the transition between roles. Butler's collaboration with the director was clearly a transformative experience for him. In his conversation with Gurney Halleck actor Josh Brolin, Butler says, quote, "Denis is one of the greatest filmmakers alive, so the idea of getting to work with him and then you and all of the cast was so exciting for me. The thing with Denis is you'll give an idea and then his mind will start to percolate, and then he'll come back with 10 more, and then you're feeding off of each other's imaginations." Like many others who were involved with Dune Parts 1 and 2, working with Villeneuve played a major part in the shaping of his performance. Butler's insights show how the character development for Feyd was an interactive process, a creative partnership where ideas from the actor would inspire Villeneuve to expand and further refine his vision. Josh Brolin opened up about his admiration for Butler's dedication and work ethic, recalling Butler's fervor and commitment to the role. Brolin acknowledges having seen some parts of Dune Part 2 and assured Butler that his relentless effort did not go unnoticed or unrewarded. Their conversation also touched on the intriguing contrast between actors' off-camera personas and their on-screen performances. And Brolin also commended Butler for his consistent focus on set. Rather than indulging in distractions or idle chatter, Butler was always engrossed in preparation, further honing his craft and immersing himself in his role. Notably, Brolin highlights that Butler's dedication wasn't about self-absorption, but rather a genuine commitment to the art, drawing a light-hearted contrast with his own more sociable on-set demeanor. Butler went on to mention how his roles in Elvis and Dune felt distant from his own persona. In a departure from that, Butler enjoyed the intimate feel of getting to work on his upcoming film The Bike Riders, which offered a sense of independence that he didn't feel in those two prior roles. On set, he was surprised by fellow actor Tom Hardy's dual nature, humorous off-camera, but intense during action. This duality reminded Butler of stories about Marlon Brando, who would reportedly casually chat until the moment filming began. When considering Butler's on-set demeanor for Dune Part 2, various reports from other actors have come out recently commenting on Butler's attempts to maintain a similar duality as he handled the role as Feyd. In a pre-strike interview with Purdue University, Thufir Hawat actor Stephen McKinley Henderson reflected on Butler's on-set presence, saying, "And what a nice person. He's just the nicest guy, and he and Timmy both just wonderful people, and they play such nemeses in the film. So it was wonderful to see them off camera, and Austin was so nice to me because I had a medical emergency during the shooting and I had to go away. And when I came back and he played a character that was not very happy with me at all, and he was quite chilling, and I was giving him back the looks, but when they say cut, he would come over and say, 'Mr. Henderson, are you okay? Can I help you? Can I get you anything?' And he was just so nice. And then we'd go back to roll and he went, ugh, he was on my case. So I just so appreciated Austin, a wonderful, wonderful person." And more recently, Timothée Chalamet also made a special note about Butler's on-set behavior in an interview with GQ, saying, "I feel like I hadn't seen that among someone my age, whether it was in drama school or on set, that did take the work that seriously, but then after cut, wasn't, in some show of how seriously they took it, and instead is this tremendously affable, wonderful man." It's refreshing to learn about Butler's professional on-set demeanor, highlighting his ability to distinguish between his role and reality. This of course contrasts with certain method actors who believe in maintaining their screen villainy off-camera, sometimes to the discomfort of their colleagues. After hearing these details, I certainly feel a heightened sense of anticipation as we eagerly await Butler's performance, curious to see how the intrinsic terror of his role translates into a potentially haunting portrayal on screen. But I'm curious to know what you think about Austin Butler's comments on how he uses the terror of stepping into the role of Feyd-Rautha. Do you think this level of fear is justified? And do you think it will add to his performance in the film? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive content and perks. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.